Hi everyone, this is Carrie from Celestial Forecasts with a reading for all signs, all zodiacs. Let's go ahead and take a look and see if the person that you are thinking about for this reading, if they are going to be reaching out to you. And towards the end of this reading, we'll go ahead and see what particular time frames you might be looking at. So let's go ahead and start with where are they at in their mental headspace right now. So we're going to start with this deck by Mystic Moon, the Arrows of Love Oracle. General as always, guys, so please do keep that in mind throughout this reading. It's not going to resonate with every single person. All right, so take from it as always what makes sense and release the rest. Let's start with their mental headspace about the connection. We have standards and boundaries coming through here. This could either be standards and boundaries that they have put up for themselves when it comes to this connection, or what they know to be boundaries from you, which might potentially be part of the reason why they're not reaching out. We'll clarify that, of course, with some tarot messages here. We have fire in my soul, inspiration. So maybe there's still something about you that inspires this person. They still feel that fire in their heart, the desire that they have for you perhaps. And then we have winter coming through. So something, of course, could be significant between the two of you during the winter time, or this could be indicating that despite the fire that they have, the desire that they have in their heart for you, in their very soul for you, that things are cold between the two of you right now, which might ultimately be indicating to us why they are keeping their distance, why you haven't heard from them. And we've got the masculine's energies coming through here. So divine feminine, if you are focused and thinking on your divine masculine and why they haven't reached out to you, we'll go ahead and clarify and see why that is. I feel they still think of you, they still desire you, but whatever these boundaries are, it could be acting as a barrier of sorts as to why you guys are not connecting right now. So I'm going to pull from my tarot teacher deck here. Let's go ahead and clarify this. So what's going on in their mental headspace right now? We do have the Knight of Wands. So this is someone who is very action oriented. They could be very attractive, very sexy, someone who's very charming, but they also tend to do things very impulsively. But I do feel that when you guys are together, it's very magnetic, it's very passionate. The thing I have so many thoughts going on in my head, but what I was going to say is the thing about the Knight of Wands is that sometimes they tend to be kind of in and out of somebody's life because they just really don't want to commit to that person. Maybe they're still wanting to explore other options, and you could be dealing with a player here. It could be a masculine who was a player. All right, so that as well could be contributing to why you guys are not speaking. So if you were playing, or if they were playing with other people, if they were engaged in other connections while they were talking to you or getting to know you, or while you guys were together, that could have been an issue. Okay, so they're recognizing that, certainly when it comes to their mental headspace, because that's what we're analyzing here right now. We do have the Eight of Wands. I have a feeling for my divine feminine. Can I speak today? Feminines? I can't speak today. Okay, let's start again. So the Eight of Wands, this person could have swept you off your feet. Could have been an instant connection. It could have been, again, a very passionate, magnetic draw or pull that you felt towards this individual. If you are feminine watching, which is the majority of my audience here, and you're thinking about this masculine, I have a feeling here things moved rather quickly for you guys. You met, instant attraction, instant chemistry, and maybe things moved a little bit too fast and now things are frozen. Okay, part of the reason why things could be frozen could be due to this Seven of Swords, which is deception, cheating, betrayals, trickery. So I do feel that that's part of the reason why things are cold between the two of you, and your person, whether masculine or feminine, they recognize this and they know this and they are acknowledging that. We've got fire coming through here. Okay, certainly when it comes to the divine masculine in this reading, they're coming through with this very fiery energy, and we've got fire in my soul right there. So there's something about the divine feminine that this masculine is really attracted to, still desiring. It doesn't matter what brought you guys into separation, they still are coming through in this reading, letting you know from their mental headspace that they still desire you. But at the same time, part of the reason why you might not be hearing from your masculine is because they know that you might have set these boundaries. Maybe you have your walls up, understandably so, and things are cold and frozen between the two of you. And what they're wanting here is a new beginning. We've got that Fool card coming through right there. So ultimately, it might fall on them to get the ball rolling, take that first step, take that leap of faith, as it says, for a new beginning in this partnership. Okay, so let's go ahead and add to this. And I'm going to take a look and see what might be preventing them from reaching out to you. So I'm going to pull from this deck called the Golden Dahlia, the Destined Oracle, by Maria of La Bellan. Oh, I'm going to screw this up. La Bellanima. I'm so sorry. I'm like, oh my God. I'm screwing everything up, pronouncing everything wrong. It's a beautiful deck nonetheless. La Bellanima. I hope I'm saying that right. All right, so let's go ahead and see. Will your person ever reach out? And at this time, let's take a look and see what might be preventing them from reaching out to you. I already pick up that part of those boundaries is what's keeping them from reaching out. But let's see what else. They definitely want that reconciliation, though. Look at that. We now have the divine feminine coming through. So masculine and feminine energy both coming through in this reading. Look at that. The masculine again. Do you see how these cards are coming through? We've got a reconciliation. Both of you showing up in this portion of the reading. Oh my God. So they want to come back. We see that here. Oh my gosh, let's see what else. Because we're taking a look at what might be preventing this reconciliation, perhaps. We'll clarify that, of course. We have Dark Knight. Okay, so since the masculine is coming through twice already, it could be the divine masculine who's going through this dark night of the soul. Okay, needing to perhaps heal that part of themselves, perhaps feeling depressed at this time, or again, very cold, unable to create any sort of movement to be with the feminine. Okay, so let's go ahead and clarify that. I'm going to pull from my Modern Day Seers Tarot and Oracle here, Tarot with a twist. Let's take a look and see. For those unfamiliar with this deck, it does contain new oracle messages as well as new court cards, in addition to all of the usual tarot cards. So let's take a look. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so this is somebody who's very slow moving. This could be a masculine who is certainly very responsible and loyal, as it says, ready to put in the work to make this reconciliation happen, but they're treading ever so lightly to be able to make this happen. Maybe they're a little bit apprehensive because of the boundaries that the feminine has put up. Look at these cards here. So the Hanged Man, clarifying divine feminine. So divine feminine, more than likely you ended up letting go of your masculine because there were infidelities. We've seen deception and cheating that did come through in this reading. And maybe right now you're just working on yourself, your own metamorphosis. Maybe you really needed to take a step back from your masculine in order to see things from a very different perspective. That is what the Hangman is all about. And just being able to make room for better in your life. Look at how these cards are playing out. Wow, so we've got the Five of Pentacles now. So it was the divine masculine who was left out in the cold, and that's why things ultimately fell apart. You guys broke up. during this time of separation, your masculine, I'm also getting that when it comes to their finances or even their job opportunities, someone could have been laid off here, fired, or they lost a job, or they're unemployed. This could indicate financial loss right here, feeling like they perhaps are unable to provide for themselves. They're dealing with a lot of stresses in their life, worried perhaps about money is what I'm getting for them. So they're struggling a little bit. They are struggling. This is really interesting, okay? So as you can see here, we've got the Empress followed by the Emperor. And as you can see, we've got the Divine Feminine right next to the Divine Masculine. So this represents you and your person, feminine and masculine right here, right next to each other. Somebody has to go through this journey of why they are in this dark night of the soul portion of their journey at this time. I'm feeling more so that that's the masculine. But as you can see, this masculine will eventually be able to figure all of that out and come towards the feminine as this Emperor, being able to match up your energies, Divine Feminine, because you're coming in as the Empress. So the two of you ultimately might represent a perfect match, divine counterparts for each other. Bottom of the deck, we do have Nine of Cups. So there is still this opportunity for this wish to manifest, realizing one's dreams here, where you guys can still be together and certainly happy and content in the partnership. So that looks really good. So what might be preventing them from reaching out at this point in time is that they might be struggling. Certainly the masculine might be struggling financially and just dealing with other things in their life. So until they get their life in order and whatever, again, this dark night of the soul represents, they're going to have to figure all of that out first, heal from it, address it in order to come towards the Divine Feminine as a better version of themselves without all of the unhealthy attachments, the drama, and whatever else they've been dealing with that has been causing them to struggle in their life. Because you don't want to have this reconciliation happen and they're dragging all of this drama with them. Okay, so that's what's possibly preventing them from coming towards you, especially we're seeing here that the masculine might be struggling a little bit here. So what do they want to say from their higher self? Let's go ahead and grab some additional insight. I'm going to pull from my Heart and Soul Love Oracle. So this deck is actually on sale for a few more days. It's on the MPC website and that link is down below. So if you're interested in this one, it's on sale, I believe, until July 31st. All right, so what do they want to say from their higher self? We'll grab some cards from this deck and we'll grab some words to go with it and clarify with tarot. We have lessons. Look at this. We have touching, and once again, for the third time in this reading, we have the Divine Masculine wanting to come through and express themselves, show their presence in this reading. That's pretty powerful stuff. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab some words here to go with these cards. I'm going to pull from my Heart Space Oracle. Angels and Spirit Guides, please. For all signs, all zodiacs, will the person that you are thinking about ever reach out? I feel there's a possibility, but, you know, it might take a little bit more time. Especially the Divine Masculine coming through here very strongly. So what's up with these lessons? Your kiss is the only kiss my lips will ever yearn for. I long to taste you once again. And I mean, look at this card right here, touching, you know, so the intimate moments, the physical connection is very strong. I may not say much, but my fantasies about you are worth 1,000 words. Do you see how this is coming through? Especially, you know, I wasn't planning on it just coming strictly from the Divine Masculine standpoint, but it is presenting itself that way here. So Divine Feminine's watching. I feel that your masculine is definitely fantasizing about you, certainly sexually, and just being with you intimately. And then we have, I was lost before I found you. And that's right next to that divine masculine card. All right, so let's go ahead and grab some tarot here. I'm going to pull from my Illuminated Star Tarot deck. So let me set these guys over here, make a little bit more room. So angels and spirit guides, please, for all signs, all zodiacs, what do they want to say from their higher self? What's coming through here is that there's something very special about those kisses, the intimate moments that you have shared, and that they definitely feel that they were lost before you came into their life. But part of the struggles for this connection is that someone was juggling multiple people, multiple priorities. Okay, that's what the Two of Pentacles represents right here. But I feel now they are ready to commit to you. They see you perhaps as their ideal person, their divine counterpart, the one that they see themselves building a life with, getting married someday. I forgot to read this card right here. So it does say sometimes love puts you where you need to be. Sometimes it derails you and saves you from what you thought you wanted because there's something, someone better, taking you down broken roads, teaching you lessons that need to be learned. And sometimes it brings you back to the beginning, that first love, because that is where you belong after all. So I feel a cycle here coming full circle. You guys had to go your separate ways in order for one person to figure themselves out, to learn these lessons. And part of that lesson is discovering that they couldn't find the same type of happiness, that same level of intimacy with other people that they ended up getting together with. It just was not the same. And so coming full circle to realize that they want to be back in your life. They want that reconciliation. And without you, clearly, they are feeling this energy of the Five of Cups here. Lonely, grieving, okay? Something to do with old wounds that might be part of the reason, especially for the masculine, why they could be in that dark night of the soul. Okay, why they're feeling down and forlorn and depressed. Not only because you're not in their life, Divine Feminine, but because they're also going through a lot, just overall, generally, in their life. And then bottom of the deck, we've got the Three of Cups, which can sometimes indicate a third-party situation, but this is also tapped into community and friendships, okay? So this could also include other people that are in your life who uplift you, who make you happy, could be mutual friends that you guys have together. This is an indication too of a positive outcome for the two of you, giving you the opportunity at least to start fresh, to have a new beginning here. That is what's presenting itself here. So I feel there's a really good chance that they will reach out. But especially for the masculine, there's a lot of healing that needs to happen there for this person. And, you know, they're finally realizing that they can't be juggling other people. There cannot be third-party situations. And for them to be creating scenarios where trust will be compromised. That in and of itself is why perhaps the Divine Feminine might have those boundaries up. And why you might have raised your standards when it comes to this person. You know, making it a little bit more difficult for them to come into your life. It's not a revolving door, okay? Your heart has been hurt by this person and they're going to have to earn their way back into it. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and grab some time frames here, potential time frames as to when you might hear from them. Okay, so take these with a grain of salt because time frames, it's just very difficult to pinpoint. It's fluid, it's constantly changing. Everybody has their own free will. So whatever time frames pop up here, you know, there's just no guarantee that it'll happen right when it says it's going to happen here. So just give it a little bit of wiggle room as to when it can or might present itself to you. So let's go ahead and grab 3 cards from here. of potential time frames of when they might reach out. There we go. Look at this. Winter season. So for some of you, it might happen during the latter half of this year. There's a reason, guys, why that winter card is coming through again. Look at this. Winter season and the winter card right there. Two separate decks. That's really interesting. Really interesting. So hang in there. You know, it might take a few more months. And for others, it could be longer. Okay, 8 months is presenting itself here. However, for some of you, it's just around the corner. All right, so it really depends. We've got a full spectrum of when things might happen here. Partially the winter season, as it says, so latter half of this year, as I've mentioned. Maybe around November, December-ish is when you might hear from your person. And then we have 8 months presenting itself here. So that takes us into perhaps spring season of next year. And for some of you, it's on its way. You might not even realize that they're about to reach out to you. It's close for some of you guys, all right? So that is what's presenting itself here, guys, as far as when you might hear from your person and when they might reach out to you. All right, so hopefully this reading gives you a little bit of insight as to what might be happening with your person and why you haven't heard from them. But I do feel it's a possibility that you will, because they want that reconciliation so much, especially the Divine Masculine. That came through 3 times in this reading. All right, guys, so that's where I'm going to leave this one. If you are interested in your own reading, that information is down below. Thank you as always. I'll see you next time.